Good morning. Yesterday, I got to thinking, right, productively. Because your mind can run rampant. A lot of people do have their mind just run wild. But I was thinking about addiction and addiction energy. And everyone is addicted to something. It can be sex, drugs, alcohol, going to the gym, watching TV, an excessive amount of something that gives you a release, a form of pleasure. So everyone's pretty much addicted to something, okay? But I'm gonna talk about my experience with addiction first and foremost, and my family, and ways you can use that energy in a healthy manner, right? A healthier manner, okay? Excuse me, give me a second. Ooh. Yes. So, whenever I was a child, I had urges that were not healthy, you know? So, in order to keep myself in check, those urges in check, I would do something that I got addicted to keep myself in check, okay? I'm not gonna go into details because it's rather dark, but I kept myself in check, right? I was trying to condition myself and redirect my urges in a different route, okay? So I was trying to condition myself out of that, and I gave myself something else. But that something else I got addicted to. So that's something that you have to be aware of. If you replace this addiction, not really addiction, but if you replace this need, desire, want, crave with something else, you have to be cautious about being addicted to that thing, okay? This was a healthy swap whenever I was a child, okay? Just trust me on that one. It was a healthy swap. So, in 9th grade, I didn't realize I was addicted to this healthy thing, right? It was healthy for me. Society doesn't think it's healthy, but it was healthy for me, okay? Fuck society. But anyways, so this thing I was trying to not do anymore because society does not think it's healthy, right? And I was trying to do the proper thing and the right thing. So I stopped doing it, right? And then I realized I was addicted to it because that need and that crave, that like, I wanted it, right? I wanted the release that I felt from that. I craved it. It was how I kept myself in check, right? And I didn't have that anymore. And I went through like the withdrawals from something that's something like, it wasn't drugs, so I was like, how the fuck is this even a thing? But okay, sure. So I did that in 9th grade, right? And I've never been addicted to H or anything else. Possibly food. Whenever I was, pregnant and taking care of babies, But anyways, so drug-wise, I've seen my stepbrother. He actually passed away last year from H. And at first, whenever we were kids, he would drink and I would drink with him, even though I wasn't even like a preteen yet, but he knew that me and him were very similar and we were outcasts, right? Black sheep of the family. And he would always want me around him and he would always try to make me smile, even though like he was in pain. He always tried to make me smile because he did go through some shit, right? And at first he masked the pain with alcohol. I know, because I was around him a lot. And eventually it turned into something like drugs, right? And it drove me fucking insane because I hate needles and they were everywhere, and it made me like want to be very aggressive with him, okay? And I wasn't though, at first, right? Because my uncle also has an addiction. And I was very close to these people, like, I still am, in a sense, but I never judged them for it, because I knew it's how they were dealing with pain. And I understood, really, because I had a traumatic childhood, so...
Don't be a peasant. Level up.
So I understand. I understand. I get it, okay? And this was before I realized, my addiction, right? Growing up. Me seeing them, not judging them. My uncle actually told me last year, that, I've seen have this addiction, this attachment, right? And he told me that's one of the reasons why he, absolutely fucking loves me. I've never judged him. I never treated him differently. And I didn't. My uncle was one of the greatest people I know. He of course he has his bad days like everyone, bad moments that people allow to turn into days, but He is one of the best people I fucking know. And I care, yes, that he has an addiction because it's not a healthy one. And I would love to see him be clean of that, right? It's not the same as my brother's. And that's another point I want to make. My uncle didn't allow it to run his fucking life. Like, yeah, yes, kind of, like in a sense that he would be like full-blown depression without it. But my mom was addicted to sex and like love and all of that, right? And she would be like go into a depression without it, right? So and my mom would be like extremely abusive if she didn't have a man in her life, right? and sometimes even with a man in her life, yeah. But I mean, I understand that now. I didn't realize that that's what she was addicted to. But yes, my uncle never like let it ruin him. He, very great person, very great. Him and my brother actually were the few people that actually got me to crack a smile before I even started smiling about anything. They were the two that got me to smile, right? And they're druggies. They're druggies. I don't like that term, obviously, but me and my brother, my stepbrother technically, but he did look out for me, did care for me. I wasn't around him constantly growing up. That's a different story. Like, we weren't living in the same house. But I tried to be around him as much as possible, and if I wasn't, he would try to like steal me away and, you know, have my company. Essentially, my presence is very powerful, okay? So when I lived in Michigan, because I don't live in Michigan anymore, it's way too fucking cold, but when I lived in Michigan, that's where my brother's family is, okay? The man that signed my birth certificate is also my brother's, like my brother's father, and it's his wife. They're married. So my stepbrother is her son, technically. If you want to get technical about it, that's that whole situation. Whatever. They lived in Michigan, so I would only be there in the summer until I moved up there 9th grade, okay? Well, after I moved up there a few years later, because he was dealing with his own shit, my brother, my stepbrother, technically, whatever. Dealing with his own shit. And one winter, I couldn't really couch hop because it was cold and you have to walk to couch hop, and I was so fucking tired of walking in the cold. Like, you just trudging through the fucking snow. I hate it. So anyways, I stayed with my grandma for a little bit, and my stepbrother and my uncle lived there. and I was working in high school, and that's when my stepbrother was getting on my fucking nerves because I was going to school, working a job that I legally wasn't even allowed to work at, just to feed myself and have the shit, right, that I had. And then he would come along, like, because, you know, we technically shared a bedroom. Like, I would sleep there at night, and then he would sleep there during the day, you know? But, yeah, he would steal my money, and it would piss me off, obviously, because, like, I need to fucking feed myself. And not only that, I was still trying to feed my brother, the one that lives with me. I was still trying to feed him, too. Like, my money was already fucking spent. Like, I was a child, but I was still trying to take care of myself. I wasn't a child, I was a teenager. But, yeah, so that's why me and him, like, I fucking, at one point, had him against the wall because I slammed him up against the wall because he was fucking trying me, and you don't fucking know, he was pissing me off. Like, he pissed me the fuck off and said some snarky ass shit to me one day, and I cut him off from my life. Like, I have so much fucking shit going on, and you're just taking from me for drugs. So, like, I lost respect for him because he still, like, had no morals. Like, he had morals, right? But he, like, it was eating away at, like, his integrity, and I fucking hated that. Because it wasn't always like that. Right? And he allowed it to get the best of him. Whereas my uncle did not. He did not. He was still functional and happy, you know, with drugs, but and he was happy without it. He was. And he didn't let it overtake his life like my brother did. And that's why he died from it, because he let it run his fucking life. And I didn't even have a conversation with him again until after he passed away. Right? Because he loves being by me. He always has. And I'm trying to ignore him right now. And if you have no idea what that's about, that's fine too, because that's fine. But yes, he became one of my guardian angels. And he likes to be around me. He likes to be around his mom too. But I'm not gonna go into that. Before he passed away, I never went and told him, like, how much I actually gave a fuck about him. Like, he knows now, obviously, because he's literally right by me, and it's so hard to ignore him. And if you don't understand that, that's fine. You don't perceive energy like that yet. But stick around, and you will. You will. You don't have to talk to spirits, right? But it's helpful. He knows I'm talking about him. So yes, he's very hard to ignore. Anyways, trying so hard to. Addiction energy. Don't fucking let it get the best of you. That's the whole point, okay? That's the whole point. Don't let it get the best of you, okay? Channel that energy, that need, that drive, that crave. This is something that I wish I told my brother. Like, I didn't even know it back then. Well, I mean, I didn't like realize that I knew it because I already did it, right? Whenever I took what I wanted and turned it into like a healthier, not really a healthier version, but something healthy for me to cope. Not really cope. For me to control myself, right? Anyways, so I was conditioning myself to control myself, okay? So what you can do for your addiction is use that energy and drive it into something else. Like, what do you actually feel like you need? Do you need, what are you craving? Like, what do you need? Do you need love? Do you need attention? Is it to mask the pain? What are you trying to mask? What are you trying to run away from? Face whatever it is you're trying to avoid. That fucking gaping hole in your goddamn chest and depression, the fog. Like, the only way to escape it is to get through it and use that energy into something healthy. And once it becomes a healthy addiction, because it's still addiction, it's just a healthier version of it, okay? Let me make that point clear. And once it becomes the healthier version of it, then you can look at it and either wean yourself off, right? Or do a healthy amount of it, because it's the dose of the poison. It's the dose of the medicine that makes it poison, right? So it's the dosage. Yes. Like, I still have, because I've recognized that, I still have the crave, need sometimes, but I throw myself on the treadmill or box. That's usually my go-to. And obviously it's a healthy version of what I used to do. It's taking that energy and moving it towards something else. So what do? Do you actually do drugs? Which obviously I have no judgments, as long as you're not letting it ruin your fucking life. Morally, integrity, don't let it ruin your life and who you are. Because I do love my brother, and I'm glad that I do feel him. And know, right? But a lot of people don't have that. Reassurance, and they don't have like their loved ones they have their loved ones as a guide, as a guardian angel, but they don't know it because they can't feel it, they can't sense it, they can't, like, they don't know. So I can talk to my brother anytime, and I know, like, me and him are past all of that, right? I'm just saying, for the physical world, if you are addicted to drugs or anything that's unhealthy like alcohol, what can you replace that with? And I'm not talking about the microdosing that's still being addicted in, what is it called? The like a methadone clinic. Like, I'm not talking about that at all. No. But what can you do? What can you use that energy? Like, what are you needing? What are you craving? Everyone craves love, right? But they also crave an escape from their pain, from their own mind, which I teach on this channel because I completely understand. I completely understand. So, like TV, a lot of people watch TV because they can't sit with themselves. They can't sit with themselves. And this video is a lot longer, but I wanted to give you context because even my uncle, my other uncle, actually, he passed away. And it wasn't from addiction, but he was addicted, and that's something that he did allow to he still had morals and integrity and all that, but he still didn't live his life to the fullest because of drugs, right? And he didn't pass away from drugs. And he was clean. But some damage was done because of drugs, right? And he threw himself into the Bible, and he helped others with addiction. Jelly Roll, pretty sure that's his name. I'm so sorry. I don't listen to his music because it's so fucking sad, and it reminds me of, like, pain. And I don't want to listen to that, right? It's so sad. His songs are really good, right? But my uncle that passed away reminds me of Jelly Roll. But he got addicted to the Bible. He got addicted to reading the Bible. He got addicted to knowing God and to having God as a guide, right? And that is amazing. That is wonderful. And he never got to tell his children how much they actually mean to him before he passed away. And I can say that because he visits me sometimes, but especially whenever I'm, like, with his kids, because he loves me like I'm one of his own too. When I'm with his kids, I feel his presence, and I, like, have his thoughts in my head. He communicates with me, and so I'll relay a message here and there because I'm really not trying to get into that, but it comes to me, right? It comes naturally because it's like their energy, their spiritual, conscious, like, spirit's energy. Like, I can perceive it. So yes, he never got to tell them, like, how much they mean to him and how, like, he did fuck up, but he still obviously love some. It's a whole thing that I'm not trying to get into right now. But I'm not judging, right? Just because I wasn't addicted to drugs doesn't mean I didn't have like that addiction. I just pushed it into something else. Like I stopped in 9th grade whenever I was having like the withdrawals and stuff, because I didn't think I would, honestly, over that. But I threw that energy into boxing, actually. And having a punching bag saved my life and many others. Okay? Okay. Moving on. What is the need? Need for love, need for pain, because I feel like that's you're masking something. You're running away from something. Like I was running away from an urge that yes. So if it helps you, make a fucking list. Make a list. Write it down, journal it, whatever. It doesn't have to be a list. Whatever comes out, fucking whatever comes out, okay? Alcohol. You know? Are you addicted to your walls coming down and living freely and carelessly, or are you using alcohol to drown your sorrows? And what would actually work for you? What would actually work for you? And I'm not talking about replacing TV with instead of drugs, okay? Because I fucking highly doubt that would help, okay? If you have an addiction to TV, replace like watching TV with, watching YouTube, learning, growing. I'm addicted to growing. Like I can't fucking not. It irks the shit out of me if I'm not like progressing, like irks the fuck out of me. Staying still is amazing and great, but also I like moving, and that's why I love like the meditation that I do now, because I don't even fucking like that it's called meditation, because my mind always goes to, go sit down in the room for like 10 minutes, throughout the day. I don't like that. You can be present. Being present. The power of now. Present moment. You don't have any pain in the present moment. It's your thoughts that are going back to that memory, that traumatic shit that you went through. Right? You haven't turned your pain into power. And this is turning that pain into power, okay? If you a lot of people like people with a food addiction, right, can turn their food addiction into like working out addiction. Like that's a healthier addiction, okay, as long as you're not starving, because I've seen like the extremes that can happen in this process, okay? I've seen a lot of shit, all right? I've experienced a lot of shit. I didn't realized that that's kind of see-through. Now I kind of feel awkward. Not really. But anyways, I didn't realize that. It's kind of showing up on the camera. I don't know. I'm just not going to lean back like that. Hold on, my back knee's cracked. I know this is long, but I really wanted to give you context because a lot of people do look down on druggies and alcoholics and all of that. The dude that mows my lawn now, because I pay someone to mow my lawn, I'm not fucking doing that. That's a man's job, and I'd rather pay a fucking man to come and do that shit. I'm not doing it. And my brother is not going to do that, okay? So the dude that I paid to do my, the yard work, anything, I pay him extra if it's yard work, but like just mowing the lawn, it's a set price that I've had for like years now, okay? But you can tell that he's done hard drugs, and it took the passing of his mom to stop, because him and his mom were very close, and that's obviously one thing that she wanted him to stop fucking doing, because that was his mom, and she loved him, right? But if I just saw him as a fucking crackhead that I can just pay for to mow my lawn because it's cheaper than like paying some fucking, company to come out and do it, right? If I just saw him as like just a crackhead, I would not have heard his story and why he stopped doing drugs, even though he looked like he still did them, right? Okay. And yes, and I took the time out of my day to go and talk to him, to have a conversation with him. He's human, and he's been coming here for years because I've lived here for years. But this is the first stable house that I've ever been in, and I've given that to myself. So I'm pretty happy about that. And there's even healthier addictions, okay? Like, I can't even fathom why people are addicted to Coke when Adderall exists, Like, Adderall lasts longer and costs less. So I never understood that either, But anyways. And I know weed is natural, Mother Nature, alright. But I feel like people use weed to escape. So I feel like that's not a healthy fucking drug to do if you're using it to escape. Like, don't you get tired of the mental fog? The mental, like no wonder you want to escape from that, And I get it, honestly. I fucking get it. I get it. I understand. I've only had like a mental fog like that after I gave birth to my second child, and I feel like that's what people say when postpartum depression, but I wasn't like sad. I was just like not even there, okay? Not even there. And I'm prescribed Adderall because I do have ADHD, PTSD, fucking everything. Got it. Got the fucking card. Cool. Not the card. It doesn't come with a card. But I am prescribed Adderall. Let me say that before I tell you this story. So, when I took Adderall for the first time after giving birth, because I did breastfeed for a while too, it felt like a fog fucking lifted from my brain, and I was just like, holy shit, like clarity. Right? And I didn't smoke weed. I wasn't doing anything. It was just from having a child. But also, I think it was not eating healthy, because after when I was pregnant with her, like, I haven't really ate like completely like shit, but I definitely ate for two. So if you want to get clarity, right, if you have a mental fog, I know this is kind of, it's not really off subject, it relates, okay? Look at your diet. Look at what you're eating, okay? I've barely ate anything in the last fucking week. My brother just texted me, can you put on a pizza for me? Perhaps in a second. So, look at what you're eating, okay? First and foremost. Whenever I stopped eating this week, because I've been fasting, but if I do eat something, it's like barely anything, honestly. Yeah, I put fast on the days that I didn't eat anything. But like yesterday, I had 2 pieces of chicken, like drumsticks, just 2 of them. The day before that was bone broth. No, that was tomato soup. Thursday was bone broth and 1 potato, because the potato didn't satisfy my like want. Yeah, I'm probably gonna eat some bone broth today. Damn it, I was looking for a trash can. Anyways, but the first few days it felt like a small fog was lifted up, and I haven't even been eating like shit, right? I've been eating, I usually eat 4 drumsticks, 4 or 5 drumsticks, right? And have like a protein shake. That's what I forgot. See, ADHD, I forget I was gonna drink a protein shake. And bone broth shake. I was gonna drink it, but whatever, it's fine. Thank you for staying this far. I truly want to help you through your addiction. If you're addicted, if there's someone that you love that is addicted, right? Obviously, that's their journey. That's something that they have to work through, but you can send them this video. I know addiction is hard to beat because you found something that takes your pain away. Or is a better alternative. Let me just put it like that, because like I said, I've never been addicted to drugs or alcohol, but and you know, yeah. But everyone is addicted to something. And you see how people are frenzied over like sex now. Because the TV, it's because sex is everywhere and people are so frenzied on it. People are addicted to the P word that I don't think I can say in videos. I don't know. That release. That little moment of pleasure. Right? Because they're so unhappy in life. Because they crave love too. Like it kind of really just depends. And so ask yourself, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really desire? Okay, so let's say I have a food addiction, which I don't. But let's say I have a food addiction, okay? I can turn that food addiction into being addicted to being healthy. Like the food addiction, you can chew gum to give you that sensation of like chewing. Then you can go work out or walk. You can lean into it. You don't have to like go full force. Go for a walk. When you feel that like need, the crave masking, like you'll start to notice like the onset feeling, like working up to it. In that moment, go do something else. Pivot that energy into something else. Food addiction, turn it into, or it could just be healthy cooking, like being addicted to the process of cooking and figuring out a healthy recipe and cooking. I totally forgot about cooking because I don't cook like that at all, okay? It's a lot of time. But binge eating takes a lot of fucking time. So use that time and just pivot that into the process of cooking, the preparing of the food, and actually savoring the food, making it sacred, making it a process, one that you enjoy, because the more you enjoy the thing that is getting you away from the unhealthy thing, right? The more you're going to keep doing that thing, and you're not going to be doing the unhealthy thing. Like you're not going to be binge eating when you start enjoying the process of cooking your food and preparing your food and chopping the shit up and whisking shit together and and bake whatever, right? And if you already do this and still have a binge eating problem, go donate it to homeless people, or go donate it to your local police department or fire rescue department, whatever. And see how they light up whenever you gift them food. So that's food. Drugs. I don't know, I feel like you can use the gym with that. And the more you take care of yourself and the more that you fall in love with yourself, and the more that you're in the present moment, the more you're not seeking love externally. You're not seeking validation from others. Mine was nothing like that, right? So I was pulling myself away from this, okay? And I was conditioning myself to enjoy, to do this instead. This or this, do this instead. So condition yourself to do whatever option you choose instead. Enjoy this more, okay? Whatever, insert, enjoy this more, okay? The healthier version. Take pleasure from the healthier version more than taking pleasure from the unhealthy thing. Both of mine were kind of unhealthy, but I did wean myself off. Not really weaned, I like cold turkey that shit. Right. This conversation kind of makes me want to go have a smoke. And no, I'm not addicted to that. Like, I've started and stopped smoking for like ever since I was 18, 16. No, it was kind of 18. 18. Let's just go with 18. That hurt, that sadness, that pain, drive that into working out, into the punching bag. Literally saved my fucking life, okay? So that's something I still fucking do. Like, I go to town, alright? And I need to. Like, that is something that I do need. And it's okay to need shit. Because moments like that, it's very hard for me to just sit there with that energy inside of me, that dense energy, like sitting there with that energy, like the like trying to sit and meditate with that energy. No, it's never worked for me like that. Like, I need to get that the fuck out of me. So doing something like boxing and running and throwing myself into a workout has always helped move that out of me, right? Because energy is never created or destroyed. It is literally shifted, right? It's transformed. So take the energy and transform it, okay? Shift it, move it, okay? Because I understand not thinking about shit, but still having that energy, that feeling, and that you still feel it. Like, so I like to get it the fuck out of me. I like to move it out of me, and sometimes I clean with the energy. It kind of depends on how like dense and intense it is, because sometimes I do clean because it's not like, it's like a meh, whatever, and then cleaning usually turns into like singing and dancing and something positive and uplifting, right? And boxing usually does too. But it's shifting that energy, taking the crave, the need, the desire, and putting it into something else. I don't know what you are addicted to, if it is drugs, if it is alcohol, if it is binge eating, if it is watching TV, binge scrolling, whatever that's called. But what is something healthy that you can move that into? Like, what are you craving? What are you needing? What are you desiring? And the more that you grow and heal yourself, and the more your pain will dissipate, the more that you have love. You just don't focus on it. You love yourself. There are things about you that you do love, and yes, I can make you recognize this about yourself. So feel free to comment or email me, because I do know and I do understand. No judgments here. So What is it that you really need? Because really, you don't need anything. You just think you do. And I get it. Like I said, I get it. Because, like, sometimes I just feel the dense energy and I need to get it the fuck out of me, right? But really ask yourself these questions. And I'm sure you already have the answer by now. If not, just sit with it for a minute. What can you channel that energy into? Can you give me a minute? I didn't put on your pizza.
That's kind of rude.
Yeah. My brother. He lives on the sub-level of the house. But yes, ask yourself those questions, and there's many activities that you can drive energy towards, okay? You can take a walk, take a drive going anywhere, nowhere. Take a walk through the forest, sit by a tree and have a fucking cigarette, okay? Meditate. Fishing. Meditate meaning like clear your mind of all thought and keep practicing it until you remain in a space. And you don't have to go sit down. You can do this literally anywhere. A space of no thought. Tell your thoughts, I don't know. I don't care. Like, sometimes it's like, I don't know and I don't care. Fine, just dismiss it. It's not shit. So yes. My alarm went off. So what are you needing? What are you craving? And if you want to dive into it, I have a free ultimate growth package. Or not package, but it's a guide. Ultimate growth guide. The whole package is like, I give free content on YouTube, so this free guide is also like free, you know? I don't even ask for your email, personal information. Completely free. It's either in the description box below or on my page, but it will help you. It will help you. So go check that out. If you need hope for the future and want clarity and laughs and aha moments and all of that, read my book. My book is right there. Also in the description box below or on my page. I believe in you. I believe in you. I know you got this. And I'm here to assist. I've been there. I've experienced it. I've learned from others just being in my environment. I've learned from others' mistakes. That's why I never touched drugs and never got into drinking daily. And I never was addicted to sex or TV. I learn from others. So, learning from others is helpful. It's very helpful. So thank you for being here. I know I've taken up a lot of your time today, and thank you for watching. I know this helps. I know if you truly think about it and truly work with yourself on it, it helps. It will help you. And as long as you are having pleasure from like consciously telling yourself and conditioning yourself that this new thing that you're replacing this old thing with is giving you pleasure, and this applies to anything, literally. Like I said, we're all addicted to something, right? So instead of me being addicted to like the pain and the trauma and like repeating bullshit to myself, I'm addicted to like the growth mindset and the growing and the learning. Like, yeah, that's what I want to do with my time. Yes. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my experience, and I truly hope this helps. I know it will if you actually implement it. Think about it, implement it, figure out what you're doing, what you're switcherooing, you know. Figure that out and do it, and consciously tell yourself that you are like, this is better. I am feeling better. This, like the cooking analogy, I'm having fun doing this. Cooking the food and preparing the food doesn't make me feel like shit. Cooking healthy food as opposed to like binge eating and feeling full and heavy and weighed down and tired, food coma status. Yes. So let me know. You can give examples too. Comment examples if you have like really good examples for other people. Share. If you were addicted to something, like you consciously knew and had to get yourself out of it, what did you do? Like my uncle drove into the Bible and helped people through the Bible. I still have another uncle that's addicted, right? But what are you doing? And yes, I've talked to my uncle, right, about it. But it doesn't help when you have a partner that keeps you in that loop, and that's where he's at. Because if you have a partner that keeps you in that loop, you either need to get rid of your fucking partner, or y'all need to do it together, right? And that's what I also told him. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I know it was long, but I know you got something out of it. So thank you. Thank you for your time.